Everybody, welcome to the SOS. Happy Wednesday. It has been a crazy closer to the holidays going on and some technological craziness that's been happening on my end as well. So I'm glad to be here. I've had some really exciting things going on this week, and certainly I want to share those with you. We're all about helping you build your brand to survive. As we know, if your business is not growing, it's because you're not growing. All right, today we're going to talk about today, and it's called Holiday Sale, or as we know what's coming up, the Holiday Sale. Yeah. So I want you to imagine that the holidays are over, that a lot of the stress and everything that happened over the last couple of years feels like it's coming to an end. You decide to book those sailing on the sea, and you're thinking you just want to relax, you want to enjoy the environment. Everything's feeling good. The holidays look forward to, and you're feeling successful. You're feeling like, okay, I can do this, and thinking, okay, I did pretty good. But what's one thing that I want to do better? What's one thing that I need to learn? What's one thing that I know how to do? I'm just not sure to step back into today. Yes, November we have in front of us is the next 6 weeks of Crazy Town, right? And this would be taking advantage of, not just because we're super busy with clients wanting to come in and have their hair done and super booked, but we need to deserve to have happen in our salons. And I'm going to help you overcome some of those fears that we've had with everything. Now, truth be told, this podcast today, all should have been done in the month of August, but I know we need to talk about how to prepare for holiday sales, because we get crazed by people that kind of start things not too late. It's not too late at all. Share with you guys is that the program that I did Monday, the workshop that I did Monday called SOS, okay? And then all this week I'm working with clients in some coaching sprints to help them to be able to, or the timing didn't work for you. I am repeating it next Monday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You still have the opportunity to participate in this free workshop that I'm offering here. Because here's what you need to shop now, and especially with the media going crazy on us that there's not a lot of goods, there's not a lot there, and now's the time, that people are buying because they're thinking what can we do with our salons in order to create that buying atmosphere, right? We have to think, what are we going to do to create that buying atmosphere? Now, 33 Friday. So we're a couple weeks out from Black Friday. I want to help you to be able to do that. So you can join for you to be able to bump up your holiday sales. Now, I don't have time to plan. I have nothing planned. And anything as far as trying to create spending is on right now, you guys. Inventory is low out there, as we've all typical places where there's usually, a plethora of stuff. There's not a lot of stuff out there. I'm grateful where I'm at in items that we need to have and that we want, things that you would get at the grocery store, maybe the drugstore, but your Walmarts, your Targets, your TJ Maxx, your Rosses, places like that, there's not a lot of stuff. So how do we find ways, but also a valid location for beauty, hair care, and gifts? Yes, beauty, hair care, and gifts. Now, I'm a coach most of the time. I was a speaker a good portion of the time, and I still find ways to be able to speak, just like with my podcast. I'm an author of books, and I'm also do this weekly podcast. So I put myself out there quite a bit, and I am constantly creating content that is relevant to you and what you want and what you need at this point. But we got to stop these limiting beliefs that thinking retail does not matter in our salons, because here's what I can tell you is we need to find other revenue streams in order to survive moving forward, especially if inflation is going to happen. Now, we all know when we went through the 2008 to 2011-12 recession, right? We always were kind of under the impression. And so for those of you that have not been in the industry for 10 years plus, you don't know this, right? You were young, so you don't know this. But those of us that have been in the industry for a long time, like myself, we always believed that beauty was recession proof, and the recession kicked our asses back then. Okay. And it was partly because, the economy was bad, but the housing market was bad. So people were in over their head. Inflation was very high. Unemployment was very high. Things were not good during that time. Now, we had, of course, a taste of it from a different point of view when the pandemic hit. But it wasn't that we didn't have resources, money, or extra savings. It was just because we were kind of forced to stay put and not be out and about. And so we weren't spending as much. So if you're thinking things like, retail doesn't matter, or my clients are just going to buy these things elsewhere. Why would you want them to buy them elsewhere when they can buy from you? You could say things like, I can't beat Amazon price. Well, then match Amazon price. We have a sign in our salon that says that we match Amazon's price. Okay. So as a marketing director for Intrigue Salon, I have to be able to overcome all of these things. As a salon coach for owners and high-level suite people and small businesses, small indie businesses, I have to help them overcome these same things. So you can beat Amazon. And the reason why you can beat Amazon in regards to any of the products that you're carrying at this point is because there's still a margin for you to be able to work with in order to make that sale. Nobody says you have to sell it for the suggested retail price. Okay. So you have the opportunity to be able to, most of the time. Now, obviously, sometimes there's some gray area of products that get in the wrong hands and it becomes incredibly competitive. Okay. Those are exceptions, but typically what they can find online, and we know that manufacturers are selling online because their job is to sell products. They relied on us as businesses to be the seller of their products 90% of the time. That doesn't work anymore because we all kind of thought, no, we're not going to sell that much product. We're going to focus on services. But you can beat Amazon because you can offer the same price as Amazon. You're not going to do it 100% of the time or with 100% of the clients. You're going to have that one or two client that's going to be like, hey, I can get it on Amazon for this price. Are you willing to honor that? Sure. I walk into, if I need something urgently and I can't wait 24 hours for Amazon to get it at my door, and I need something like, say, something from Office Max, right? Maybe paper or ink or something like that, right? I'll find it on Amazon. I'll go into Office Max and I'll let them know what the price is on Amazon and they honor it for me. Okay. So you can be like that. That's me being a vigilant consumer, right? Now, you could also say that my stylists don't sell. And yes, there's some truth to that as well. But in order to create a selling environment, you have to create an exciting environment for them to want to be able to sell to their clients and for clients to want to be able to buy. But I always say it's not just about trying to get your stylist to sell, it's teaching your clients to buy. And that's where marketing comes in. Okay, because when we're talking about marketing, what we're talking about sales with a plan, what we're talking about is external communications to the potential buyers. Okay, your stylists are kind of like a distributor of sales. Okay, so you've got the product on the shelf in your salon, you've got your stylists that are now considered kind of the distributor to sell them to the client. Well, we want to be just like the manufacturers, right? I want to teach my clients to just walk in and buy. I want to teach my stylists that they get a piece of the pie by being a part of that distribution network within the salon. It's no different. It's no different. Business is business, you guys, and all of this is the same. And I get if you want to focus on services, because obviously we're in the service-based business, but for the next 6 weeks, if you pumped up your retail, if you added some decor, if you packaged some things together, these are all the things we're going to talk about on Monday the 15th. It's fine to focus on services as a priority. But what I'm telling you is in order for you to survive moving forward as a service-based business, you're going to have to find other revenue streams in order to be profitable. So you need to find new revenue sources in order to match or meet that, because we can raise our prices, and I'm going to recommend and say a blanket statement. Everybody should be raising their prices right now because we're in a supply and demand issue. Okay. But we can't keep raising our prices, promotions together and marketing ideas together and sell retail and maybe other boutique type items, especially this time of year, in order to bring in extra profits, right? That's how we have to do this. So I want you to think again, sources of retail, okay? Our retail has a high profit margin, and put it on get it sold, markup in a 50, okay, 20, 30, 40, consistent in selling retail. And you start building a business that really trusts the services and the work that I do and the quality work, but they trust the products that I recommend. Eyelashes look their best. Okay. Now we know clients have price increase. And so I said, you know what, let's just Google some stuff right now. Let's just you're in the mindset, a percentage or a dollar or two, right? So we just popped onto the, is there things like that? Like these are ways that we can kind of like trust some of the data that we're getting to be able to say, right now, people like us have $1.5 trillion in buffer safe world. They're not doing big parties or, holiday extravaganzas. So there's one of those resources for them to be spending the money in, but you've got to create the environment. And this is where you can get creative about putting promotions together. And I get excited about going and buying, silly little, my shelves look like boutique shops and buying environments, things like this. Clients walk right up to those shelves and look at the products that I've done because I've created a way for them to look. And of course, they touch it, they pick it up, they smell it, they look at it, and them with what it is, why it would be good for them. So I'm educating the prices there so that they can justify the cost in their head along with their hair surgery, to have them justify the cost, that they can also add this onto their ticket. Know that when we get to the end of the service and we're charging them $180, $200 for their cut and color and blow dry and everything, that's $30, $40, $50, $60 in products. But that's not for us to judge. They actually need to start their appointment, or you're sharing it with them while they're in their appointment. They can just to budget it and afford it and see the value in buying it and walking out the door with it. And that's way better than prying from a trusted resource, right? So it's time it's time that we put this plan framework, and we're going to put together a sales strategy plan. We're going to look at what we're going to sell. We're then going to look at what are the pieces and parts that we need to put the system. We need to make sure that we have the pricing right. We're going to go into the mindset piece, because you're going to think after you time for this, it's too late. We're too far into the holidays already. I'm not going to be able to make this work. I'm going to work on your mindset and say, nope, that's not the case. We're then going to put a little marketing plan together that's going to say, this is how we're going to get it out. These are the other one's going to be internal. Okay. So external would be how we're going to communicate with the clients that you might do locally in your community. Internal would be how are we going to shelve it? How are we going to merchandise it? What the promotions and the specials are. And of course, all of that ties back into the education piece that you're going to do, that marketing and sales happen when we communicate effectively. Tools to get your marketing mindset into 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to put that strategy together, that holiday profit pie. There's the QR code, but if you just marketing sprint.com. That's going to take you to the landing page, and you're going to be able to register for free. It's going to provide you the Zoom link to join me. And hopefully I'll have all my technological issues set aside so that I can also stream this live as well. In case you can't make it, you'll be able to watch the replay later, but show up live, because we're going to have fun being able to do that. And remember, this is practice, you guys, for planning for 2022, because even though it's the holidays and it seems like it makes sense to do this now, these are things that I'm going to say, okay, so for the next 6 weeks, we're going to do this. You join me as a coaching client, either one-on-one or in some of my group coaching programs. And we work together on then doing another 6-week program, another 6-week promotion, another 6 weeks of this. And when you start getting familiar with how simple the steps are to be able to do that on a regular and ongoing basis, you're going to see your sales increase. You're going to see your retail increase. You're going to see your profit margin increase. And you're going to see way happier staff and clients, because you're giving them more than just, time on the books. You're giving them more opportunities to make money, and you're also making money, because that's what the SOS coaching program is all about, is helping you to build your brand to survive while developing people that thrive. So thanks for joining me, you guys, today. Go to sosmarketingsprint.com to sign up and register for free. All right, I'll see you Monday.